let's turn to exploring the Shema, discussions on the issues of Trinity. We are in paper 3, who or what is the Holy Spirit, and we're in this section where we're talking about the Spirit of God versus the Spirit of Messiah versus the Holy Spirit, and how there's an overlap of the use of the Spirit in the Bible. In a very broad sense, we could say that the Holy Spirit is God's Spirit. But as we begin to read passages as they're revealed to us in the pages of the New Testament, we begin to realize that the Holy Spirit is a separate person in and of himself. He can be sent by God to accomplish God's will. But yet at the same time, he's very God. And this stretches our understanding of God, especially when we're talking about a comparison of Unitarian versus Trinitarian. We left off last week talking about how it is very, very unlikely that the Holy Spirit is merely an impersonal force like electricity. And you can see on my screen where I say, surely an impersonal force like electricity cannot be grieved or lied to, nor is the ordinary to describe humans as capable of having fellowship with an impersonal force of power. It's no secret that many non-Trinitarian groups, I keep mentioning the Unitarians, the Christadelphians, Iglesia Ni Cristo, Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, many Oneness Pentecostals, people groups, even monotheistic Jews, their understanding of the Holy Spirit is limited to those verses that describe the power of God coming upon a person or overtaking a person or something like that. And so it's easy to suspect that the Spirit of God is just this force of energy. The Jehovah's Witnesses that I'm fond of picking on are most famous for outlining this perspective in their translations, the New World Translation, where they use impersonal pronouns like it. And I've demonstrated over and over again that that's not intellectually honest, because there are places where Yeshua himself in John chapter 15, 16, and 17 uses personal pronouns like he to describe the Holy Spirit, and it shows up in the Greek as a masculine pronoun. And yet, over and over again, groups like the Jehovah's Witnesses still think that the Holy Spirit is an it. No, stop thinking like that, all right? The Holy Spirit is not an it. He's a he. Also, he's not merely the Spirit of God. He's not merely God's own personal spirit. As we're going to see in other places of the Bible, he is a separate person of the triune nature of God. God reveals himself in Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and it's hard for us to understand exactly how that all works together. But let's pick up our study tonight and keep going in this particular segment.